called the Anvets, and we'd go there, dance and drink, and they had a army base in Frederick called Fort Detrick, and the soldiers would come into the place there and drink and dance and stuff, and that's how I met Ellie at the club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'd go there I think it's Friday and Saturday night. You go there to dance.
Oh.
And sit and drink and talk with people.
And he asked you to dance?
Well, I probably so, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, probably did, yeah. Yeah, because it was fun, yeah. And then
How long were you together before you got married?
maybe 2 months. It wasn't that a long time.
And then you got married.
Yeah, it wasn't a long time. Because I wasn't going to be used, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Where did you live after you got married?
We lived with, we lived in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Yeah, we went there to live. And we lived in this rooming house. The lady had a house, and she rented rooms out. And he worked at Washington Hospital Center. It's a hospital there. And we worked there. And I worked at People's Drug Store in D.C. I worked in Frederick, and I transferred from the job in Frederick to work down there. And
what'd you do at that job?
A service counter. At drugstore, they had service counter where you can get a Coke or coffee or something and eat,
Okay.
You've seen them doing it.
Well, they don't have them now. Now we have Walgreens, so it's different.
Yeah, but it used to be where they have counters in there where you go to a drugstore and they sit down and you can eat, and the store would be there. And they'd say,
Oh, like on It's a Wonderful Life.
I don't know what wonderful.
Yeah, exactly like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's an old Christmas movie.
you go there and sit and I served the food. Yeah, we did it for a year.
That's how long you guys were in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, I when I got pregnant and I wanted to go home, and so then
You went back to Frederick, or you went to Lexington?
Back to Frederick.
Because he's from Lexington, right?
Yeah. And we went back to my sister's house, and then we lived there for a little while, put it in for apartment, public housing.
Okay.
And we didn't take long before we got public housing. Yeah. And then my father had a cousin called Cousin Dan, and he helped us move, but we didn't have a car. We was moving some of our stuff, personal stuff, in a wagon. It was like about 5-6 blocks from where we were. Yeah, that was fun, and he helped us. Then we got an apartment, and we got furniture. It was a 2-bedroom apartment called Lincoln Apartments, and at that time they would 3-bedroom rooms for, I don't know, it wasn't much money, like maybe $500 to get 3-bedroom, and it was nice. It
was 3 bedrooms, so it was you and Granddad and Uncle Dion and my dad.
No, it was AT and me. I mean AT and Uncle Dion. That's all it was. So we got a 2-bedroom apartment.
And what about you and Granddad?
We had a 2-bedroom. We had one, and they had the other.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That it was you and Granddad and Uncle Dion and my dad. They were all.
We up in 2-bed. It was a kitchen, living room, and 2-bedroom bathroom. Yeah, we lived in that for. It wasn't a long time. It was like, God, it was like 6 months or 7 months or something, and I found a house, and we moved in this house, 3-bedroom house. Yeah. And that was something because it was in the area where black people didn't live, and we got that, yeah. And we it was
Nice part of town.
Well, it was kind of the same part, but it was all white people on that street.
And then you.
And yeah, that meant I was breaking the rules all the time. Yeah.
And what were you doing for work then? You were staying at home, or?
I was at home. Yeah, I was staying at home. Yeah.
And what did Granddad do?
He worked at a tire company, tire company and a water plant and a tire. One time at the water plant and then a tire company.
You both worked for a hotel or something too, right?
Yeah, well, we did that. We worked at the hotel for a while. That was when we were in the when we were in the apartments.
Oh,
we
okay.
worked. My father was head waiter at the Francis Scott Key Hotel, and so we worked there, serving lunch and parties and dinner.
And you guys fold napkins together?
Yeah. Oh, he was on us all the time. We was always standing around talking to each other, and my father would always be on us. Yeah. So that was good. Yeah.
And then you lived in that house,
Yeah,
and
then what I do? Oh, then we decided that. Oh, I know Ellie didn't decide a thing because I decided that I wanted to get out of that house because it was hard to heat. It was a coal furnace, and you really had to do. I wanted a furnace like you have here now, but it was a coal furnace, and so I went and we moved to another house. Then we had gas. And that one wasn't good either. We lived in that house. Oh, yeah. Gas stove. You know how you have a stove?
right in the middle of the living room or whatever?
In the dining room, yeah. And then I was just sick of that. And what I do, we had some friends that built a house in the country. And I've got all the information from them. And
How old were you at this time?
Probably early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, the early 30s, because Liz was still living there. Yeah. So then I needed $1,000. That's all I had to do to put $1,000 down, and I could get my house going. And I went to my father, and he gave me that $1,000. And then we had a house built.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a nice house, too. And we lived in it maybe a year, if that. Because then IBM says I've been moved.
But wait. You got to tell us more about,
But
living in Maryland before you moved out here.
oh, we only lived in that house for a year. It was a brand new house.
And then you moved.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know.
And all your siblings were still living at this time?
Only one was, yeah,
Who had passed?
Liz.
What had happened?
She got hit by the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 33. Yeah. But I think I did the most of growing out of my family. Going out of there doing things that
Right.
But my father gave me that money to put down $1,000 down, and I put it down, and we moved in the house, and then a year later.
How old were you when you came to Colorado?
About 35.
Okay, so wow.
Yeah. About 35.
And so
We left that house and moved in the apartment.
hold on, let's take a break.